Hello and welcome to episode 30. So in the last episode I just got a sail up and I was on my way to go find somewhere to get out of some strong winds that were on their way. So that's where this episode picks back up.
So we're going to leave the engine on for a little bit because I've just to not lose the course I'm going on, because I've put the alternator into the house battery and I'm going to see if I run it while I'm going over here just on, I mean I could even probably put the boat into neutral. I'll just put it into reverse. Yeah, so I'm going to try and run the boat in neutral. I think we're going to move nicely with this wind, even though the dinghy's a problem. I don't know how it's getting water in it so easy, and now the problem is it's tied sideways. Don't want to show you because it's a bit embarrassing, but that's the problem I've caused. But luckily we have some wind. To stop that now I'd have to like fully stop the boat, mess around, and I just don't want the dinghy and me to have to chase the dinghy down, so we're moving probably, I don't know, I'd say at an alright speed, like now that the sail's up. We race this one, but he's got his Genoa out a bit at the front, so he's gonna get there like 4 hours before us probably and take the only space that's probably over there, because I see a lot of boats, big boats. Right, anyway, when I get a bit closer over there, I'm gonna wire the chart plotter into the battery just direct. It's fused, so it'll be alright, but just so that I can check the depth when I go to anchor and check that I'm in the spot, because I don't have Navionics yet set up on this phone. So yeah, that's the plan. Would have done it before I left, but then I won't want to put it on until I'm over there, because I just don't want to not be able to start the engine if I stop the engine. So we're going to do that when we get over there and see if we can, because the anchor looks pretty crowded and we need to see which point we're in regards to like the best protection from that wind too. So yeah, it's nice to be actually sailing and moving. I feel like I have obviously done it, but a lot of the time I am just going really slow, but I'm actually going quite quick. And there's no way of telling unless I wired that chart plotter now, but I need to find the wire, and then I'd lose the sail because I'd be in there for too long doing it, but I can't get the... How can I do it? I just don't, there's not a way right now to do it. So I'm nearly there. I've always have to just set off. Literally the ports going. I'd say we're doing at least 4, and I don't mind 4. So it's also like, it's a bit motivating, because yeah, I just end up taking ages to get place to place, where I've got to just keep remembering, if I get the bottom done and I get a new Genoa, I go back to being able to, you know, a day should be like here to trying to find, you know, you should in theory be able to do about, in a decent wind day, I don't know, being realistic, what, even if I was saying 60, you know, because I should, well, maybe 60 is a bit far, even if I did 30, to be honest, that's a lot more than like the 6 or 10 or whatever maximum I end up doing. I did do that fair day where I went quite far, but that took ages and it weren't actually that far. But you know, I should be able to get from here in a day to Saint-Tropez, and then from Saint-Tropez I should be able to get to Porquerolles, and then from Porquerolles I should be able to get past Toulon, maybe even to Bandol. Then one day from Bandol I'm back at Cassis, where I spent a couple of winters ago in a, not this boat, but once I start doing that and I'm actually getting places, that'll then feel a bit better. What I struggle with now is I've got days to fill and as I say, I ain't got tools because of what happened. But once I get going again, it should start to feel a bit better. Because this feels a bit better now. If I could do a day like this, and then once I've got the Genoa as well, and the day is the boat moving along, and me then being able to do other bits, but it's sailing perfectly now. If I had a Genoa, because that boat's long gone. Where's he gone? He's like halfway around the Cap of Antibes already, and he only passed me about 15 minutes ago. He's on my horizon. But you know, he'll have a clean bottom, and he's not doing anything different to me with the mainsail. I'm starting to know how to sail. The sails right now. Obviously this chair shouldn't probably be there, but it's not causing any harm. And because the boat's going quite quick now. When you saw me do the fenders earlier, the boat was just idling, so if I had fallen off the side, I'd have been able to get on quite easily. Now the boat's doing 4 knots, I wouldn't want to risk it, because if the boat turned a bit more that way as well, it'd be going a little bit quicker. I don't think I can catch up. I think it's full of water too. But yeah. So I genuinely don't mind this. If I could sort the electrics out, so that while I'm at anchor I can charge things, then I don't mind being at anchor. And then once I start to learn how to stop the boat facing the swell, facing into, well, it's normally when there's not really any wind and there's a bit of swell, and for some reason the boat then just takes the swell on the side, and that's really uncomfortable, because I don't even mind going into the swell a little bit. These next few days are going to be hard, but I'm aware of that. Still don't know whether I try find a way to see if Antibes Port will. Maybe I'd just go put the boat in Antibes Port and say I'm not moving it. It's gusting 68 knots. So even if do I have a tent still? Do I have a tent still? I think I threw the tent away. But go camp on the land. Like, just say I'm leaving it here. I'll come move it after. I'll pay when I move. But it's expensive there. 68 gusts. Although if we do manage it, we'll feel a lot more prepared than before. Anyway, so the wind that's due on Saturday, so it's now Thursday. Is it Thursday today or is it Wednesday? I should check these things before I say. It's either Wednesday or Thursday, but I think it might actually be Wednesday, you know. Anyway, the wind is due to come from that direction. That boat there, if you can see it, that's quite big. So if we can get as close to the land as we can over that way, we should be protected then from a wind coming there. Maybe tonight we go into that little anchorage that we went past that I showed you the time before. Because it looks quite nice in there rather than being out at this more of a like open sea anchorage, whereas that's a bit more of a cove and it might be quite nice to go in there. They can't go in there. I did look after I showed you, and it's prohibited for boats over, might have been 15 meters. It's in the book, I'd have to have a look. But so every boat that I can see around here is probably too big to go in there. But I can go in there, so I might just go in there for tonight rather than being in this open sea anchorage, which isn't as nice because, you know, you can get out but the water's still quite deep, whereas if I go in there the water's going to be a bit shallower and I can have a swim. But yeah, the wind that's due is going to be coming from over there, so that landmast might help, but I mean it's not a huge landmast. Landmast? Is that the right word, landmast? It's something like that, innit? But is that going to stop the wind? I mean, it'll stop the waves. Oh, I don't know. It's scary. Like, it's a scary thought. I'm going to work out what to do when I get over there. Because it's Cannes Film Festival, I won't be surprised if one of these big boats over here is someone that could be in that, like, so someone famous basically. Like, we don't care, but I'll get some clicks if I can be like anchored up next to, I don't know, Johnny Depp, because he's in the news a lot at the minute, isn't he? I think. Anyway, and yeah, what a lot of them tend to do is then they go from the helicopter over to Cannes, but a lot of people imagine that Cannes is, all the boats that are in Cannes is like where, you know, there'd be loads of famous people's boats, but in reality a lot of the boats actually aren't in Cannes, they're in like neighbouring ports. If you go to like Mandaloo, there has a lot of big boats in, whereas Cannes port itself has a few, but it doesn't actually have that many. So yeah, a lot of them will tend to be out here and then they go in. So when you see on the, I've not seen it, I'm imagining, and I should have gone, because some people might want to see it, might have just given me a little YouTube boost, but I aren't that bothered about it. And as well, it's just, it'd just be really busy. But anyway, either way, over there is not protected by the wind either, because not remotely, so that's probably why they're over here. And then what they do is when they go into the festival, they'll either go over by helicopter from the boat, or they'll go, but if they come out here, they're expected to be in there, so they'll probably get less harassed. This one right in front of me is huge, so I might just go anchor like right next to it and take a photo from the thing. It'd be fun. What I should have done, and I obviously wouldn't do this, but imagine if I'd have got like a big, if like painted sailing Yorkshireman on my sail, right? Went straight into that super yacht over there. I am insured, so as long as I pretended it was an accident, who's that, like, see how I say I'm not bothered, but then I'm like, who's in that speedboat? It's YouTube Shorts, that's the thing. Like, YouTube Shorts would just click on it, and then they click on it, and then I just get like more views, and it goes to more people. But I use YouTube Shorts quite differently to how I use YouTube. I do a bit. I just do on that, but a bit more that I think people would click on, because I don't watch them. I don't watch YouTube Shorts. Great. Oh, that was right down my back. Rich people. But yeah, what I was going to say is, if I had like a big sailing Yorkshireman and set it somewhere on the boat, and I just went straight into that, you know, cameras are going to be out, the famous people would then be posting a video, and if I could get sailing Yorkshireman in the video, then they've got a bigger like following than me, and everyone would think I was like an idiot for ages, but I'd make money from it, I'm sure. I aren't going to do that, obviously, but it's an idea.
Honestly, sometimes when I'm editing these videos, I think, what on earth are you on about? But yeah, I'll leave it in because it's what was happening. But so I'm watching it back then as I'm editing this video, just shaking my head. But I'd just like to take this opportunity to say apologies. The editing's been a bit shabby recently. My laptop's just really full, so I'm currently sat in Antibes port. I know I've had to be brave and come back to Antibes to try and just edit as many videos as I can to make the laptop work again. It's so slow. So usually what I'd do is I'd cut the clip so that, you know, I could get the little part out when I obviously pressed go on the GoPro, but the laptop's running that slow, I can't get it, and if I try I just end up actually cutting what I'm saying. So yeah, apologies for that. I'm hoping I can get the laptop to work quicker. I made a sacrifice. I got rid of the boat footage for the boat project. I know some people wanted to see that, but it left a bit of taste in my mouth anyway, and it would have always been an incomplete video because I never actually got to finish the project and my tools got stolen. We don't talk about that anymore. It's in the past. But yeah, so I've sacrificed that, so the laptop's running a little bit quicker, so hopefully soon the video quality gets better again. But yeah, I dread to think what I'm saying in this next clip, but it is what it is. And yeah, of course, I didn't push my boat into a super yacht because that would just be stupid.
Right, so this next super yacht that we're coming up to, I've decided actually I'm just going to make a little episode touring around the super yachts in this Anchorage. So the next one we're coming up to, we'll loop around and see that one after. We should have done that first. But this one looks like it has like its own pontoon on the back of the boat. And I don't know if you can see yet, but there's a helicopter on the roof. If you ever wondered how the other half live, the other half, yeah. I could fit my boat on there hundreds of times. Do you think they'll let me charge my laptop? I don't know, like, or give me some ice maybe. Genuinely think it's got a pontoon on the back of the boat. I'm gonna get right behind it and show you. I'm gonna end up in trouble doing this, I bet. So that's the one we already went past. There's a boat coming right on me. I've got to sail up so he can go around. He's not gonna though, is he? Because he's French.
Right. I'm going to rephrase that. It's not because he's French, it's because he has a big boat. So, to anybody, I have learnt this since, it doesn't matter what flag's on, big boats just do whatever they want. So, no offence to the French. Considering I'm in France, I better.
I mean, I know that he'll get across the front of me, so it's fine. Right, let's go have a look. Can you see the helicopter yet? Honestly, there's a pontoon on the back. This boat has its own pontoon on the back. I have a swim platform. I wonder if they'd let me like moor up on the back of their boat. That's crazy if that is a pontoon. Should I just ask, can I just tie up here? How much per night? I mean, doing this with a motor might have been alright. I am doing it with a sail. But, I mean, we're alright, we're staying fine before it. We know what the wind's doing. And we know what we're doing, so it's good. So yeah, let's have a look at the back of this one. Just give me a few seconds. So I said it has a pontoon on the back, and I'm running out of SD memory, so I need to like try and get this the right way. But I don't know if you can see from here. I'm not going to be able to get around there because I'm going with a sail. But it's got two pontoons on the back, one there and one there, and there's the helicopter. Can I zoom in? I'm gonna have to use the phone. That's unreal. Just because we're a sailing channel, better show you that I am actually sailing my way around these. So we've just been toying around in the middle of all the super yachts, and the blue one there, I was coming around the back of it and I was just trying to like jibe in behind it, and as I was doing so, like 3 of the crew all ran over to the side to watch, make sure I weren't hitting it, but I was fine. Anyway, over here I think is where we're going to aim for, because that seems to be where the rest of the sailboats are. These yellow boys that are over here, which you can't, I'm going to have to go this way first because to get too close to them, but they weren't out the other day, the no motoring inside of their boys. Is it no motoring? I have to get a bit closer before I can tell. We're going to have to turn into that. I'm going to have to see if we can go over there after. But, yeah, I really wanted to go into the little cove just for tonight. all the other sailboats seem to be over here, so I guess we do what everyone else is doing. We will obviously check that that's the best thing to do afterwards, but are there no motorboys? They weren't there the other day. I'll know when I get a bit closer to it. And if I can't get close enough to see, this is why you're meant to have binoculars, but if I can't get close enough to see, which I'm not, and there's more in there too. Maybe that's not the actual cap. Without being able to look on the map, I can't really tell. Anyway, we're going to go over where these other boats are, get the anchor down and have a look. Is that on its way out? Got a few white caps, not many, but a few. Anyway, we're going to have to get the sail down. Gonna have to lay it out a bit first. Mastered the kick technique. A bit more. The sky's turned nasty. And when it looks like that, it means there might be a fair bit of wind under it. So we don't want to mess around with that really. I'm gonna get over here a little bit more because I don't want to motor all the way over. And we're going to aim, we want to be the one on this side, so that, or as close as we can to this side, so that if we've got to get in the dinghy, we can get in there, because I can see a few boats, so that means there's going to be somewhere to park it. I don't know the depth. There's catamarans going in as well. If you look how spaced out they are, everyone's done it with quite a lot of chain out. You can tell because you've got one there, one there, one there, one there, one there, and they're all around about the same distance apart. And I'm just looking if in between any of them, you know, you're probably imagining that one was the first one in, and then everyone's kind of followed suit. So where's the catamaran going? Cause we don't have the chart plotter on. And we could put the sail down now, I guess, because that's not far away now. Yeah, I think we're gonna get the sail down, so bear with me. Right, them clouds are coming with some serious wind. The boom was there before, honestly, that close. Someone said in the comments the other day, like, we couldn't even point into that before. It'll go again in a second. Luckily I'm stood far enough away back. I was just trying to pull it in tight, and then as I tried to pull it in tight, or as I leant down to pull it in tight, it just went. So what we're going to have to do is turn back around here, get into the wind, which is around there, and then let it drop. So it should start to flap. Once it starts to flap, we need to get up there and get that off, but we need to do it quite quickly. I knew this seam was going to cause a problem. If you had crew now, you can hold the course quite easy, or even autopilot, and from there do it. I've got hold of that. That's all right while you're going into the wind, but oh, that was so close to my head, like, and not even my head, but like the front of my face. So we just need to make sure, because there is now quite a bit of wind now that we're almost underneath that. We want to get that down before we're like fully underneath that. So the only thing I can do really is put the boat is kind of already a little bit in forwards, put a little bit more in, but maybe not. No, that's about all right. Get into the wind. and then let it fall, because there's no other way while I'm on my own to do this. Or we go right back out there and we hope that passes, and then we try it then. I knew this seat was going to cause problems. We're now straight into the waves. I'm going to have to put you down because this isn't going to be easy to do. Just before I put you down, the reason it's not easy to do is that as soon as I let go of this tiller, the boom, as much as I tried to prevent it, it's still going to go one way or the other. Well, it's still going to, the boat's going to turn one way or the other because of the wind that we're going into. So ideally I could do it from here, let the main down, but I can't. But I am gonna go try quickly grab the thing. So to do that, I'm gonna turn the engine back down a little bit. I'm gonna turn the engine back down a little bit while I just loosen it, and I'm gonna pull the line back towards me and see if I can do it from here while keeping hold of the boom. And I've got the tiller between my legs. That should be tied off. Right, that's what we're gonna do. If I could I'm gonna try and put you there and see if it'll stay, and you can then maybe see part of it. Let go of that, it's already started to move. Right, so knock the boat into just idling into the wind and the waves. Ignore the seat, it's gonna do what it's gonna do. And then I just have to quickly go and get that untied. And if the boat starts to hit the waves, the other thing I want to do before I do that is I just want to check that I'm not too close to anything, because if the boat now fires around that way and I'm too close to the shore, with this much wind and while I'm under that cloud, it's obviously causing a bit more than there was before. It's not that far over to them rocks to be able to prevent it.
So I did get it down. I think the GoPro ran out of battery as I was in the middle of recording it, but I did actually get it on my phone. So there's a YouTube short showing how hard it was to get that sail down. I'll attach the link here in case anyone hasn't seen it. But yeah, then I got the anchor down, and here's the anchorage. It started raining, so I put the cover up, and yeah. Right, we're in. First bit of news is I managed to get a phone, as I said before I left, so I'm actually at the minute I've exported 2 videos to YouTube. I've got to run the engine to do it, and I still can't get my battery for the, for the lights and everything on, so I still don't have that. To get that on, I need to go into a port and use a battery charger, but I A, can't get into a port, and B, the battery charger in the previous episode blew up in it, so we don't have that anymore. So I'm not too sure I'm going to do that, and I'm sure I maybe blew up the solar panel as well, so I don't know how we're going to solve that right now. I could probably use the the dinghy was wrapped around the propeller again, but it's not. I could probably use the engine battery for lights with the engine on if I was running the engine, but it's loud in there with the engine on. I brought you outside to record this. I might do that in a bit for a little bit, just while I get the inside tidied up. But yeah, the GoPro SD card got full, so I couldn't actually record my anchorage. And the laptop was full, so it took me ages I had to put some videos. I had to pretty much export some videos so that I could do it. So they got a bit rushed, but it is what it is. If I don't do that, I can't
record anything else. I need more SD cards or a bigger SD card, probably more to be honest. The Anchorage it's alright, it's raining so it's not the nicest thing in the world. But yeah, we're alright here for tonight and then we'll go from tomorrow. Yeah. So part of this I'm going to record every day what I'm having for tea so that we can keep a track of it, and I will have made a video for everything I bought before I set off. So today we're going to have, I'll show you the bad first, a tin of chilli. So €1.79. It's quite expensive for what it is, I guess. Is it? I don't know. There's not much beef in it, honestly. Unless this one's better than the one I had before. The last one I had, there was hardly any beef in it. One portion of 400 grams, which this in, has 30 grams of protein in, 18 grams of fibre, 38 grams of glucosides, whatever they are, and 2.4 grams of salt. We should probably cook it, but you know, does it matter, like? But yeah, 170. Well, that one looks a bit better than the one I had before. Anyway, it's a meal. I've got a few slices of bread as well, so I'll probably have, well, I've had already a few slices of bread. And then, to make it not so bad, probably half a pineapple. So the pineapple was $1.29, which is not a bad price. So half of $1.29 is 65-ish, so 65 cents. So today's food has come to a grand total of, what did I say, 179, blah blah blah. I'll do the maths up here because I can't work that out off the top of my head. But bon appetit. It's better than the last one I had. Maybe I should have cooked it, but I could have cooked it with some rice. If it weren't raining, I'd cook it with some rice, but it's raining, so. Right, so just running the engine still just to try and get some stuff uploaded and charged. Quite a few boats came in since we got in, so when I came in there was just that one. That one was in. Don't think that one was in, but then these two came in since and have come in fairly tight, so we're probably all going to have to do a reshuffle tomorrow. Preferably not me, because I got in before the two of them. But yeah, I was just speaking to the guy on this boat and they're planning on waiting out the wind here too, so maybe we'd just be brave or stupid. I don't know if it's brave or stupid. Anyway, in other news, I was trying to shout over to them just then, and it was like, does the radio work? So I could have had my first radio interaction, but the radio's attached to the house battery, so no, it doesn't work at the minute. Neither is my mast light gonna work, but it should be fine for now. I wouldn't be surprised if someone tells me tomorrow it wasn't on, but nobody's likely coming in here amongst all the other mast lights that are going to be on anyway. So, and I went to anchor the other day, just outside of Gulf One, and of the seven, I got into the day the dinghy happened, and I got into the port, and they told me I had to leave and I had to go back out, and it was dark. I couldn't see anything, and there was about as many boats as. Hang on.
Well, that might just be the worst sailing episode there is on YouTube. Yeah, things to learn from the episode: don't have chairs hanging from ropes on the mast while you've got to sail up and it's going to get windy. I did leave where I was in a rush, but still, shouldn't have chairs hanging from the mast, should I? I am learning. I'm getting better at all of this. I knew earlier on in the day, I looked at it and said, that's going to cause me a problem. And then when I was getting sailed down, surely enough, it caused me a problem. The other thing as well that to learn from that is, yeah, I could have got in, not messed around by the super yachts. To be honest, I was enjoying sailing a little bit. So, but you know, you can see in the videos as it goes along, the clouds are getting stronger and stronger. What I have learned is, you know, you can have a wind forecast, but what happens underneath them clouds is anyone's guess. So the trick is to stay out of them. But if you stay tuned in the next few episodes, I have to like get the electrics working whilst at anchor. So spoiler alert, I actually end up staying at anchor for a long time after arriving here. And coming up as well, there'll be, you know, I was on a very small budget at the time. I was literally going to make an episode because the month before, whatever I made through like Patreon or coffee accumulated to 80 euros. This is back like in May, obviously, and I wanted to see if I could survive a month off that 80 euros. So there's some of that coming up as well. So stay tuned. Things are looking up. There's not that much moaning in this video, so that's good. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Thanks for everyone who's commented recently. And a shout out to Mitchell. I have that battery now. So again, spoiler alert, I'm on double the power I used to be on. So thanks for that. It's really appreciated. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next episode.